let's talk now about macronutrients and figuring out how much you should be eating. I know a lot of times people who are on a health and fitness journey get very frustrated because they're eating healthy and they're not seeing results. I'm sure most of you can relate. I know I personally have been there multiple times myself. So, the number one key to seeing results with your health and fitness, first of all, you have to pay attention to portion sizes. If you're eating all kinds of healthy foods, but let's say you're eating way too many servings of fruits, that's a lot of sugar. It's natural sugar, but if you're eating too much of a good thing, it can become a bad thing. Same thing is true for almonds or avocados. They're great foods. They're amazing and they're great for you. But if you're eating an entire bag of almonds, it no longer becomes healthy for you. Same thing with an avocado. If you're eating 3 avocados a day, maybe with some chips and making guac or having avocado toast 3 times a day, whatever you're doing, if you're eating too many avocados, it's a great ingredient, but too much of it becomes bad. So you really need to pay attention to your portions. And also, you guys, I know it's a pain, especially in the beginning, but you really need to pay attention to serving sizes and actually count those things. Like if you're eating some almonds, count out how many almonds are an actual serving. Or if you're gonna have, maybe you're gonna have something that isn't necessarily healthy, actually count out and see. With this program, I want to teach you guys how your body is going to respond because it's not a one size fits all. Everybody's body reacts differently to different macronutrients. Macronutrients, or macros, you'll hear me talk about, are carbs, proteins, and fats, which are all an important part of what our body needs to function and to be effective. Micronutrients are also very important. Those are vitamins and minerals that our body needs that we get from different foods. So, breaking down the macros, if you want to figure out your portions, you can start out with just a trial and error because this is all trial and error. You have to see how your body responds. You can't take a look at someone else who maybe is following a certain macro set and think it's going to have the same results for you because it's just not going to. So in the beginning, it's all trial and error. There are a couple different ways to figure out portions, and I'm going to go over all of them from the most basic to it's going to get a little bit more in depth. So I'm going to start with the most basic first. So if you're completely new to a healthy lifestyle, I don't want to scare you and overwhelm you. Basically, what it comes to is you want to avoid processed foods as much as possible. You want to avoid added sugars, sodas. You want to be drinking a lot of water. I recommend drinking, let's say you weigh 200 pounds. You want to aim every single day to drink your body weight divided by 2. So 200 divided by 2 would be 100 ounces of water per day. So whatever your body weight is, if you're 200, aim for 100 ounces of water. If you weigh 300 pounds, aim for 150 ounces of water. If you're 140, aim for 70 ounces of water. Nothing else, not mixed with anything. No, your coffee that has water in it does not count. I'm talking strictly just water. And if you're not used to drinking water, that's going to seem impossible to you, but I promise you it's not. I personally go above and beyond that. My goal every day is a gallon of water a day, just because a lot of times I don't reach it, but even if I don't reach my gallon goal of water, I still have met my minimum goal of half my body weight in ounces of water. So, number 1, water. Next, as far as like portions go, I'm gonna get real basic here. So, avoid processed foods, avoid added sugars, eat mostly vegetables, drink water. You want to have protein, a veggie, and a carb, and a healthy fat in every meal. So as far as portions go, that's going to be different for everyone. If you're a female or if you're a male, those portions are going to be different. So for males, I'm going to break down the hand guide portion. And this is a very effective way because, for one, no matter where you are, your hand comes with you. For two, every single person has different sized hands. If you are a 100-pound woman, your hand is going to be much smaller than a 350-pound man. So, using your hand as a portion and sizing guide is really effective because obviously a man who weighs 350 pounds is going to need to eat more food than a 100-pound female. For men, let's start with men. So for your proteins, per meal, this is per meal, you want to have about 3 to 4 meals a day. This is just a guide to start with. You can adjust, it's trial and error, adjust these portions as you go. Keep a food diary and keep track of your trends, what you're eating, how much you're eating. Are you actually eating what you say you're eating? Keeping a food diary is going to really help you figure out your patterns and see where maybe you're eating too much of this or not enough of that. So with men, this is the sizing guide. I'm going to go over it and I'll go a little bit more in detail. So for men, protein, you want to have a palm. So the palm of your hand, you should have 2 palms of your hand per meal, 3 to 4 meals a day for men. For women, it's 1 palm of your hand, 3 to 4 meals a day. For carbs, a cupped palm. So whatever you can fit in a cupped palm is what you want to have 3 to 4 meals a day per meal. Fats, your thumb, size of your thumb. Fats, carbs, proteins. Oh, veggies. Veggies is the fist of your hand. You want to have this much veggies. For men, all of these servings are 2. For women, it's 1 per meal, 3 to 4 meals a day. So I'm going to go over it again just to kind of give you a breakdown. Protein, palm of your hand. 2 for men, 1 for women, 3 to 4 meals a day. Carbs, cupped hand. 2 for men, 1 for women, 3 to 4 meals a day. Fats, your thumb. 2 for men, 1 for women, 3 to 4 meals a day. Veggies, your fist. 2 for men, 1 for women, 3 to 4 meals a day. So just think of your hand. If you're sitting down to eat a meal, you want a piece of chicken or you want this much chicken. 1 for women, 2 for men. And this is just a starting point. You may need to adjust as you go, but this is a very beginner's starting point to help you gauge how much and of what you should be eating for. And this hand sizing is very basic. It's very generalized. If you want to get in depth and go really, really specific, I suggest downloading the app MyFitnessPal or a nutrition diary app that will break down your exact amounts of carbs, proteins, fat. For me, it's much easier to use an app. You can actually read all of your labels and ingredients and add them up. But for me, that's just a lot more time consuming and more difficult. And so I like to use the MyFitnessPal app when I'm really tracking my nutrients and my macros. It will give you a complete breakdown, and it's kind of nice because not only does it give you a breakdown of your macros, it also gives you a breakdown of your micros and gives you different vitamins that you are having. And for me, I want to know the vitamins that I'm getting and make sure that I'm reaching my vitamin C and vitamin A, and all of that. So that's the most basic way with the hand sizing guide. Then you can take things up if you're wanting to get really more detailed and more, just really go dive deeper and really figure things out. I would suggest starting out with a 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fats. See how your body does. Track your foods. Actually track every single thing you're eating. Even if it isn't something you're not supposed to be eating, track it so you can look at that food log and that food diary and see your patterns, see your trends, see what you're actually eating and how it is affecting your body, and adjust accordingly. It's going to be a total pain in the butt. I won't lie. It's time consuming and it's really just kind of annoying to do that in the very beginning. However, once you start doing that and you get the habit of it, you can save certain foods, certain recipes, certain meals, and you can even use your barcode scanner and scan things, and it just becomes habit, and it will get easier. The first week or two is not easy and it's not fun, but you really need to just stick with it to, see your trends, see your patterns, and to really, if you're really wanting to figure out your own results, and if you're someone who hasn't been able to lose weight and you're just really frustrated, this will help you figure out. If you're someone who has like eating disorders or really beats yourself up over different things that you're eating, I don't suggest you do MyFitnessPal or any tracking app. I suggest you just kind of do the plating with the hand portion size, because I know personally, like, if you're having struggles with that, you're going to beat yourself up over it and you're going to obsess over it, and it's just going to become an unhealthy thing for you. And the whole point of this is to be healthy and to help you live a healthier life. So that's kind of a breakdown of your macros, your micros, how to figure out your different portion sizes. And everybody's going to react different. It depends on body type too. Some people thrive on a lot of carbs. Ectomorphs, for example, that body type thrives on a lot of carbs. You ever see someone who's just like skin and bones and they can eat everything they want and they just don't gain weight? Their body type has a lot to do with that. And so, versus someone else who maybe thrives on a lower carb, higher fat, higher protein diet. So you really just need to play around and figure out what is going to work best for you, because just because something works for someone else does not mean it's going to work for you. And if you're trying to eat what someone else is eating or follow a meal plan that someone else is following and it's working great for them, you're going to set yourself up for failure, and it's going to leave you frustrated, because that probably is not going to work for you. It may, but more than likely it will not. So if you have questions, let me know, but that is the basics of portion, and portions are such an important part. Actually, like, measure out your food. If you want to get really in depth, instead of doing the hand portion, weigh out your food. Weighing out your food, if you have a food scale, is going to give you a very accurate, super accurate, like, breakdown of what you're actually eating. Don't just eyeball it in the beginning. Maybe in the end you can do that, but in the beginning, trust me, you're gonna set yourself up for failure if you're just eyeballing it. Anyways, that is all. Talk to you guys later.